Hi.
Hey, how are ya?
Pretty good. How about you?
Very well, thank you. So I just made you a co-host to the meeting.
Oh, good. Let me just test out if I can share something.
I'm pretty sure you can. And everybody's starting to come in now. So, hi, Hannah.
Hello.
So, Kristi, I'm so happy that you're here today and you're talking about something that's near and dear to my heart. So, this is pretty exciting for me that you're gonna.
You could probably teach this.
Huh?
You could probably teach this.
But just because I can doesn't mean that I should. Ha-ha.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi. So nice to see you guys. Happy Monday.
So I want to happy Monday, Hannah. I want to set an intention for our meeting today and really for all our meetings ever. It is my intention that everything that happens in Untitled will be for the good of everybody who's here, certainly, and also for the greater good. So there is that. And I pulled a card for our meeting today, and this was the card. Can you guys see it?
Barely.
Read what it says.
Yeah.
Others' opinions are less important than my personal
Guidance system.
So it says, you did not intend to use the opinions of others to measure against your beliefs, desires, or actions in order to determine the appropriateness of them. Instead, you knew and still remembered long after you were born that it was the relationship between the opinion or knowledge of the source within you and your current thoughts in any moment that would offer you perfect guidance in the form of your emotional guidance system. So I don't know if this card is speaking to anybody. It's speaking to me loud and clear because I'm making some, always making decisions and, you know, kind of weighing it around in the group and what do you think and what do you think? And really at the end of the day, the decision really is my own. So there's that.
Now, do you have these?
Yes, and actually, you might remember this because you were the one who gave this to me, Kristi. Remember this?
Oh, so I have a different set.
Yeah, but that one that you have, that's the one that I give to new clients in my health and wellness program.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Because it's just nice to introduce hi, Nan. Hi, Dina. It's nice to introduce a little bit of a spiritual perspective in this whole desire to be healthier, isn't it? It makes perfect sense.
Can you show the cards again? Can you show the decks again? I'm going to snap a picture.
Oh, sure. I'm happy to share. So Kristi was the one who gave this one to me as a present. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, Marianne.
Hi there.
Hey, Susan.
Hello.
You made it. Awesome. So I think we're a little early on the call. We have like 4 minutes or so before we have to actually get started. So Hannah, would you mind just telling us a little bit about you and what you do, your name, your business, and the question I'm asking today is, now that we're opening up, how does this change how you've been doing your business?
So, like I said, part of being part of this group, my business is I am a Mary Kay consultant, beauty consultant. And the reason why I got into the business is that everybody knows that I have an immune system disorder and I'm losing pigmentation in my body, like you can see it here. So as a result, this has been going on for over 20 years. So as a result, I have to make sure that I am healthy and cosmetics and the skincare that I use, it complements and it doesn't do any damage and actually works with my skin. So over the years, I used different type of products and I always came back to Mary Kay. So my daughter suggested end of last year, says, Mom, you're always raving about it, you're always using and you're always trying to get people to use that as that too, so why don't you do it yourself? So I have been, and I'm actually, because of this group and other groups, I actually have been, and they also to the tools that they are available to me, I have been learning how to talk about my business the right way. I have been learning how to become healthy with meditation, like what Kristi, I think, is going to be talking about, and learning from everything. So it's changing me, how I think. And also, too, maybe if I can add one more thing, I am an empath, and I discovered a lot of abilities that I have, and I have been learning about those abilities. So this is all comes together and helping me how I talk and present myself and be more confident, and also to helping other women with their businesses, and to be a strong proponent for that, if that makes sense.
Awesome. So we're almost at start time. So Dina, how are ya?
I'm good, thank you. How's everyone today?
We're great. So I invite I invite everybody really to do a couple of things. One, you can feel free to drop in the chat a link to your business. If you have any specials or any upcoming events, just drop it in the chat. I think it's set up where if people want to save the chat, they can. And so that way they'll be able to have your information quite easily. The other thing is, I'm just asking everybody real quickly as we go around the room, your name, your business, and now that we're opening up, how is that affecting your business? Dina.
Hello, my name is Dina Otrin. I'm a licensed professional counselor in private practice in Westbrook, Connecticut. And I'm opening up and embracing, I'm starting a life coaching business with right now in the process of creating a program.
Okay. And now that we're opening up, does that change anything for you? I know you've been counseling online. Are you going back in the office or? Dina?
Oh, I'm sorry. My computer, I couldn't hear everything you said.
Oh, okay. No, I was just wondering if you're going back into office or if you're going to continue doing virtual things.
I've been doing all telehealth, and I'll probably continue through the summer.
Okay.
And definitely just the experience has lent itself to me feeling really comfortable to doing life coaching via Zoom.
Yes, very, very good. So for those of us who are joining and just coming on, I invite you to go ahead and drop your name, your business, and your website information or any contact information that you might want others to have in the chat. And that way we can all stay connected with each other. Marianne, who are you? What do you do? And how is opening up affecting your business?
Hi, I'm Marianne Pack. I have mariannepack.com, and I'm a spiritual guide and a holistic life coach. So really anything that I do is mostly online anyway, so this really hasn't been any change for me, just working from home most of the time. So just really optimistic and just really excited about what's coming. The energy shifts, and had an awesome coffee and convo. I do a coffee and convo live once a month. And Dahlia's my guest next month, so tune in for in July. It's on my Facebook page. It is at Marianne Pack Coaching. I'll put it in the, so anyway, if anybody wants to see the replay that I did with Robin Finney and myself yesterday, it's tagged at the top of my page. So.
Okay, did you put it in the Facebook group?
I think I did.
Okay, great. So everybody can see it there. Susan, please do let us know who you are, what do you do, and how opening up has been for you. And I would invite you to unmute. Yeah.
I'm in my backyard and there's people talking, so I wanted to mute myself so I didn't disturb anybody. I'm sorry. So I'm Susan Powers, and during COVID, my business took a little bit of a turn, and I got back into doing residential mortgages, helping people refinance. Many people found themselves when they hit COVID that they were unprepared for something like this to happen. They felt they didn't have enough money in savings. Their credit cards were still up after the Christmas season, and they were having a really hard time figuring all of this out. And I'm talking to people that typically are saying, I need better money management skills, and I need to start saving and paying off my mortgage. I want to but I don't have extra money to put on it. And so I have a program where it's an interest busting program, and it's not like Dave Ramsey, it's not a snowball or an avalanche. It's a very different program. And what it does is it will help you make sure you get that money into vacation, into the emergency fund. And generally people are finding they're paying their mortgages off in half the time or less, depending on what's left on it. And their interest
Susan,
rates.
I'm very familiar with your program, and I have to say,
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, thank you. It's just been blowing me away, and it's been much more active since this whole thing hit, because people just want to get rid of the credit card debt. And when they start to look at, the interest rates they're paying, and they're going, look, I've been trying to pay this or do that, and I can't seem to get ahead of it. And this really helps you manage your money. It helps you look at, where am I spending it? What's it going to cost me if I buy that $950 TV? How long is it going to take me to really pay that off?
Mm-hmm.
So
and how much more are you going to pay for it too?
Yeah. So I help people refinance their mortgage if we think that's appropriate, and get them out of debt. And how is it going to change? It's not, because 99.9% of the business I do and what I do from my kitchen table at this point. So I've spent my life problem solving for people, and I found myself in a variety of areas. I do some private coaching, but this right now seems the thing that people need the most, is how do I manage my money, and how do I prepare myself for either the next lockdown or potentially the next pandemic, because this is only the first. I mean, governments have been preparing for a pandemic, not this one, for many years now. And what I'm reading is this is just the beginning. It's not the end. So how do we get prepared? And that's where I'm at. Thank you.
That's awesome. So I'm letting people into the room. So if I appear distracted, just know that I'm just checking our Facebook page to make sure everybody who wants to be here is finding us, checking messages to see if people are texting me, all of that fun stuff, letting people into the room. But yeah, I get that.
Davia, you need a producer.
I am the head cook, bottle washer of this whole entire operation. It's wonderful. Gives me something to do, guys. Otherwise, I'd be so bored. Nan, can you tell us, who are you? What do you do? And if anything is going to be changed now that we're coming out of quarantine with your business?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Nan Arnstein, and I'm CEO of Creative Arts for Developing Minds. Creative Arts for Developing Minds is a nonprofit that works with children in foster care between the ages of 2 and 12. And our programs consist of experiential music, art, and movement programs to help the kids recover from trauma. And as far as opening back up, I've been meeting with my kids via Zoom or FaceTime or Skype, you name it. And pretty much for right now, nothing's going to change. We're just going to keep meeting online and via the phone and see where things go. It's a little easier with the kids being home, and no school and that kind of thing. So we'll see how it plays out. Thank you.
Awesome. Donna, yours. Can I invite you to unmute yourself and just share, who are you? What do you do? anything changing as a result of us being out of quarantine?
Thank you. Hi, I'm Donna Ewers. I'm the Business Development Manager at the DoubleTree Hotel by Hilton in Bristol. I've been on the sidelines since second week of March. So Wednesday's phase 2 opening of hotels for guest rooms only in the part of the restaurant and outside of first responders is huge. As everyone across the board, our industry was leveled. And what this opening is a step. There are no meetings or events that are allowed yet. I'm not sure when I will be back functioning in my full capacity. I'm just elated they want me back. So I'm willing to do my part. I'm starting now to step out and do more meetings, et cetera, to be top of mind, because early on everybody was just closing ranks and quarantine and social distancing. So I didn't feel that there was anything I could bring to the table. I'm just starting to set the table again. So it's a wait and see. We have a lot of rebooking and a lot of nothing because it's going to be a comfort level to see how this phase happens. We've had a couple Zoom conferences with the Connecticut Lodging Association across the state just to see, you know, it said if everybody does their part, we'll go to the next stage. If everybody doesn't pay attention, we backslide, we close up. So it's a definite wait and see, be smart, common sense, and that's it. That's it, at least for my world. I was on the roof painting. That's my day.
Awesome. That's so great. So
thank you. It's wonderful to see everyone.
It really is wonderful to see everyone, and I am looking forward with great anticipation to us all being together again soon. So Lisa, I'm gonna unmute you and invite you to share. Who are you? What do you do? And nothing's gonna really change for you, right?
Not much, no, because I really do meet with most of my clients, actually all of my clients, virtually via Zoom. The networking has definitely been a little bit different. I love meeting people in person and picking up on that energy, so that's been a big shift for me. But yeah, actually March and April were slow. I had several people who were interested in coaching, but then sort of stepped back when they were like, okay, I need to see what's going on. I've got to say June has been my best month ever. People are really excited to kind of get back into it and looking at building their businesses. What's come out of it for me is I've developed a 6-week program called, it's Gaining Clarity, Strategy, and Consistency. So really creating an aligned action plan. And I'm finding that people are ready to really dig into that so that they can get into aligned action and know exactly what's getting in their way and start removing it. I think that I answered all the questions. Was there another one that I missed?
No. I'm looking forward to being in Vermont virtually this week.
Thursday. I know, we're excited.
I'm really excited about that. So thanks guys in Vermont for inviting me to come speak. That'll be great.
We are
Daria.
Hi. It's nice to meet everyone. I'm very new here. This is my first power lunch. I do women empowering women, and I decided to branch out into the lunch and leads. But so you guys don't know me. My name is Daria Ann, and my last name is Davis. But my business is called Enchanted Flower Healing. And since I was a very small child, I knew I had a very big life purpose. This life purpose is to evolve the planet towards love. And I am a Holy Fire Reiki Master and an intuitive life coach. And I'm located at the Bridge Healing and Art Center in Farmington. And work with women from ages 30 to 45 that have a spiritual interest in a higher power. And my 1-hour Reiki sessions really focuses on self-love and self-acceptance that comes from within and from within the universe. And my 1-hour Reiki sessions focuses on also using doTERRA hand massages. And you know, when you have a hand massage during a Reiki session, it's super relaxing. So I'm really really excited to start doing that again. I'm not really sure when I'm going to get back into doing the bridge because of all this virus. I'm hoping that maybe in a couple weeks, but I'm not really sure. And how I've kind of coped with this COVID-19 situation, I've also now done life coaching sessions online. And so when you do life coaching sessions online, you can also get the package deal that comes with 4 life coaching sessions, and it comes with your own personalized healing meditation that I can create for you. I also play sound bowls, so that comes with that session, and it comes with oracle card reading in my package sessions. And I just, I'm hoping to get back into doing Reiki, but again, I'm not really sure. I'm just going to keep this open, this virtual online Zoom thing open for anyone, just because it's super easy now. It's so convenient to get more clients from different areas than, you know, just Farmington and Southington, and can get like more people in different locations coming to me. But I'm not sure if I answered all of your questions. Is there any?
No, those are the questions. Thank you so much, Daria. I'm going to mute you, and let's move on to Alice. Alice, I invite you to unmute your mic.
Good afternoon. I'm Alice Sawyer. I have a solo practitioner law firm, Sawyer Law Office. I put my contact information in, and my primary areas of practice are estate planning, which includes wills, healthcare directives, powers of attorney, HIPAA releases, trusts, if they could work for you, etc. I also do probate work and conservatorship work. And I've got 3 short memos I've produced on what these documents are and why they're important. If anyone would like them, just send me an email that says in the subject matter, 3 memos, please, and I'll send those out to you. So with respect to COVID-19, I've been working sort of from my home for about a year now, so there was no real difference. I've delayed any signings, documents, because I'm not really interested in getting together with people. So that's about where I am at this point. So thank you.
Thanks, Alice. Miss Pat, I'm so happy to see you. Welcome. Please unmute yourself and just go ahead and share with us. And I invite everybody to also to drop your information in the chat. So if somebody's trying to connect with you, they'll have that.
Thank you, Davia. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is well and safe. I'm Pat Giordano, travel consultant. I help my clients lead more healthy and productive lives by saving them time and money and arranging stress-free vacations. During the past 3 months, however, I've been more of the travel advocate, wearing that hat, and helping clients like Davia to cancel reservations, rebook them for next year. Other clients have chosen to take refunds. Others had travel insurance claims, etc. So the whole point of my success as a travel consultant was based on relationships. So even with the pandemic, there's the phone, there's texting, there's email. It doesn't have to be face-to-face in a Panera's or a coffee shop to still understand clients' needs. And I just want to encourage everyone to dream now, travel later, because we will be traveling eventually, but it has to be under the safest of conditions. Yes. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Pat. And I just have to say that when I had to cancel and rebook, it was literally just a text message to Pat, whereas I've spoken to other people who've had to go online and do things, and they've had very great difficulty. So personally endorsing Pat. Julie Clark, welcome. Good to see ya.
Hi, everyone. Julie Clark here. So I help people who want to be healthy naturally using technologies of nature and organic. I have an awesome YouTube video from a Dr. John Jackson that I'm happy to share with anyone who's interested. He's an internal medicine doctor whose wife was injured badly in a car accident, and nothing that he could do to help her. For years, she suffered until Negan came into her life and helped her. So I have many solutions that people don't understand or don't know about. So please reach out to me to chat to see how I can help you. With the COVID thing, I've learned to love Zoom. I'd rather be in person, but I'm finding Zoom to be very convenient. I'm using Zoom and Face chats now with people, and it's convenient. It saves time. Unbelievably, it saves time. So it's been working okay for me to be home. My husband loves having me home. He doesn't want me ever to go back to meetings again. He thinks I'm safe here with him. And that's where he wants to keep me. But when the time comes, I'll be happy to go out again as everybody else. But my why is I love to help people, and I have many solutions. So please reach out, especially those of you that are having a tough time at home. I'm happy to chat with anyone who needs a chat. Thank you.
Awesome. Aina, looks like you're next on my screen.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Aina Hoskins. I'm Executive Managing Director for eWomen Network, as well as Executive Officer for Squadron Capital. As you can see, I am in my office. We are deemed essential, so I've been working throughout, and eWomen Network has pivoted online, so we do everything via Zoom right now. And actually, Dr. Davia, you're our speaker this month, so yay! So yeah, that's all about me. Thank you.
Awesome. And if there are any of you who are not as yet familiar with or members of eWomen Network, I would definitely suggest reaching out to Aina. I enjoy being a part of that organization so much. Dana, welcome. Good to see you and all your beautiful jewelry in the background.
Thank you. It's good to see you too. I'm Dana Culligan with Tokyo. I've been very fortunate in this whole thing in that my business, go figure, is such an in-home, everybody dress up in jewelry sort of thing that it's been pretty cool that it's pivoted very well to the online Zoom situation. And at a time where COVID is taking away so much that's fun, just about everything I offer is fun. So it's been a nice plug-in when people are just looking for that connection. So I would not have wished this on anybody, this whole thing, but there are silver linings, and some days you have to look for them a little bit more diligently, but they're there.
They are. And anything that you can do that's going to, this is my unsolicited advice because nobody asked, but I'm going to tell you anyway. If there's anything that you can do during this time that is fun, anything that you can do that's going to relieve some stress and, you know, it's healthy and safe and legal, I recommend that you do it.
Right. Well, that, and also if you can figure a way to do what you're doing and reach out as well. You know, I make a point of doing fundraising blingo nights. You know, everybody plays blingo, I give away jewelry, and someone benefits. Like,
I like that.
Love, so it's a good thing. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Great to see you, Dana. Lorraine, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you, everybody. Lorraine Sanborn with Isogenics. My business is fabulous, begins at 50. And in 4 more days.
So you're saying I'm not fabulous yet, Lorraine? Come on.
You are so fabulous that I don't have any words for how fabulous you are. Thank you. In 4 more days, I'm going to be celebrating 78 and a half. I think I'm going to do a half birthday this year, just to have fun. Thank you for whoever said having fun was important. One of the things I do besides help people attain their health goals is I'm looking and starting a Facebook page. And I'm looking for support because I don't know how to name it or what to name it. So many Facebook groups out there that say fabulous, over 50, beyond 50, all of those things that are part of my tagline. So if anybody is creative, I think I posted this on the eWomen chat the other day. I'm looking for suggestions, enticing names to get people to come to my page so I can share lots of educational information and products that people that I can collaborate with in different businesses so that we can share our products on my page. So everything is going to be focused on women over 50. So if anybody's creative and wants to have a chat, I'd love to find the time to do that with you.
I would recommend, Lorraine, well, two things. One, post in the Ladies Lunch Facebook page. 3 things. 2, talk to Candy Sterling, because she is really, really outstanding when it comes to ideas for branding and that sort of thing. And she's also tons of fun. So I feel like you guys are going to get along really well.
I love tons of fun. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Awesome. So Kathy, how are you doing? I can't unmute you. Can you unmute yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I actually got out for the first time and got my hair cut. And surprise, surprise, I have curls in my hair for the first time in my life. So I'm having a heck of a time trying to figure out what to do with it. So anyways, I also am a distributor for Takara Fine Jewelry. Dana has given you an extensive idea of what we offer. And I also offer Zoom parties and am looking into doing the Blingo. And I'd love to help anyone who also would like to have some fun. And hello, everyone. It's nice to be here.
Yay, Kathy. So Jackie, would you unmute please and just share, who are you? What fantastic thing do you do? And how are you moving forward now that we're getting out of quarantine?
Hi, everybody. So
different one.
Ooh, I'm sorry, there's 2 jockeys.
Jackie Baldwin.
Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, Jackie.
It's okay, Jackie. We're coming to you in a little while.
Okay. So I'm a financial architect with B&L Financial Architects, and I work primarily with women. That's my passion. Working with women to answer those big what ifs of life and really help them work through the financial aspects of transitions, especially going from whether it be a marital transition, whether it be you've been working that corporate job for 20, 30 years and you just want to take that next step and start your own business that you've been passionate about, or you're getting ready to enter into retirement, you're 5 to 7 years out, and you want to make sure you're positioned properly while you still have some time to make some, to bob and weave and make some adjustments. And as far as my business is concerned, honestly, I never would have dreamt that Zoom would be such a great way to meet people. But so many times people don't have time to meet during their busy day. And this is a great opportunity for me to be able to meet people in their homes at a time that's convenient for them without having to travel around, you know, be getting home at 10 o'clock myself. So it works out really well. And I'm able to bring on all of you lovely ladies when I do a lot of collaborative work, very big on educating women on all aspects, because I believe that you need to have your financial, emotional, and physical health all in top-notch shape. So much of what you all do helps my clients live that best life. So I'm excited to work with all of you and bring those workshops to the clients. And I'm finding that people are really enjoying meeting on Zoom. Who knew?
Yep, it sure is a great way to meet. So Thanks, Jackie. Jackie Kane, you want to go ahead and unmute yourself? We just need we're going to go into a little small group networking in just a few minutes. So let's go through the people who are remaining reasonably quickly. Jackie, who are you? What do you do? And anything that's changing for you now that we're going out of quarantine?
Yeah, so I'm Jacqueline Kane, medical intuitive and soft pain specialist, and I help women who are living with any kind of pain, how to release that to live their life filled with power, pleasure, and passion. And I'm a little excited to get back to doing in-person sessions. I'm a massage therapist too, but won't be doing that for a little bit. I'll be starting out with something called Bowen therapy, and doing all the precautions we need to do. Using disinfectants and cleaning up between clients and making everybody feel safe. So it is possible, I think, to move past this at the right place and the right time. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. Carlene, just quickly, who are you? What do you do? And anything that's changing for you going out of quarantine?
Sure. I'm Carlene. I am a connector, and I have a couple of tools that help enhance people's lives. One is a relationship building tool called Send Out Cards, which allows you to create your own card and gift, and the company sends it through the mail. You can put your own pictures in, personalize it. And also I wear a health and wellness hat, and I help people keep their immune system up and give them some tips. What I found is I'm getting really good on Zoom, so I meet a lot of people via Zoom, but I am looking forward to being able to meet them in person, especially to help work side by side with working sessions, and as well as let them try some of the Nikan magnetic and sleep system type products to see how they can actually experience it. I like to give people the experience.
Yeah, that hands-on feel. I get it. And everybody, please do post in the chat your name, what your business is, and any links to your websites or upcoming events. All right. So Sharon, would you go ahead and introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Sharon Kalinda. My company is called Doorway for Success, and what I do is more of a assessment and a coaching through one's life from a holistic and a spiritual practice. So it's all aspects of one's life, from mindset, food, activities, is spirituality, and really synchronizing and elevating your life through whatever you need to get you to that next level. So you'll be stronger on the other side going through these practices. What I'm excited about, how things have changed. People are so much more receptive online, that we'll be able to connect a lot better, and people are a lot more braver and vulnerable online. So I've launched a new 12-week program to kind of go through those aspects, so that when we get through this, we don't fall into those old patterns, but kind of come through a better form of our authentic self.
Thank you so much, Sharon. And I'm seeing next Robin, all the way in Texas. Hey.
Not muted. Oh, hello. I'm Robin Finney. I'm an intuitive and authenticity guide and model nomad. I'm grounded in Texas, and I'm excited. I'm taking my first trip this weekend, driving to Colorado for some time in nature. I will say, for those of you reopening, Dallas has been open for a month now, and just be mindful of yourself. I've still been continuing to stay low and stay in, and just listen to what you need. So that's my encouragement to you as things reopen. And I drop my links in. I offer one-on-one deep clarity sessions, as well as girls' night inward, which I would love to host for you and your friends. And also I'm going to be starting, as things are starting to reopen, I'm going to start my photo shoot mission up again. And I will be focusing on hiring Black, Indigenous people of color to be the photographers, artists, makeup designers, all of that. And I can't wait till I can come to Connecticut and actually be with you all and continue our dream of a photo shoot together.
Yes. Our Ladies Power Lunch photo shoot is going to be amazing. Looking forward to that. Let's see. So I only have who I think hasn't gone yet, Bridget and Candy. So Bridget, you want to go next? Unmute maybe?
Hi everybody, sorry I'm late. This is my first time attending.
Welcome.
I know a couple of people in the group, so hi to Dina and Ina and Lorraine. My company is Story Matters, and I am a communications training company that specializes in crafting stories for corporations and individuals. We also work in the area of unconscious bias training and public speaking. I have coming up a class that I'm launching on storytelling for change. How do we take the stories of our lives that can hopefully affect change, given what's going on in our current environment. So thank you for letting me join you today.
You're absolutely welcome. Candy, can you, there you are.
Hello, happy Monday, everybody. My name is Candy Sterling. I'm coming to you from outside because I needed a little bit of a break from my home office. There's only so much you can, so many hours you can sit in the same chair. So I'm a personal brand strategist. My business is called On Her Mission, and I help women who are in need about getting more buzz about what they do. And during this time, it has been very busy for me. Being in the consulting space and the pivot to virtual was pretty seamless. I also co-lead a women's empowerment community that's based in Fairfield County, and we're very events driven. So all of our events have been happening virtually via Zoom for the past several weeks. So that's also been really great, just connecting with women that I ordinarily wouldn't have had access to connect with. Has been a really great silver lining as we move through all of this. And I also, as a speaker, so a lot of my opportunities and sort of things on the calendar had moved to Zoom. So it's been a busy time, but you know what? It's all, this is life, and it's been really great. So it's just been really nice hearing from everybody and seeing what everybody's doing.
I invite all of you to, when we're done today, just hop on over to the Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group and drop your information about what you do, what your business is, any links to anything that you have upcoming. And for people like Candy and Ina who have groups that you lead, feel free to always drop upcoming events in the feed, because we all want to participate and support you. And I think the last person who we haven't gotten to yet is Prati. Are you in a space where you can come online, Prati?
I think today I'm just going to listen in.
Okay. Did you want to share who you are, what you do?
Yes, I'm a marketing energy coach, and I help entrepreneurs really make the marketing effortless and fun, because I've worked with the energy before making a plan. And I did put a link earlier and before the internet threw me off on a quiz you can take. It's a free quiz on my website I created, which gives you a quick overview of your energy. So if anybody wants to take that, feel free to do so.
Awesome. Thank you, Prati. Okay, so right now what we're going to do next is we are going to go into the breakout rooms for just a few minutes, and here's what you're going to do in the room. You just have an opportunity to introduce yourself, what you do and what your business is, and then if you can, make a connection with somebody in your group to have a virtual coffee date after our meeting. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And we have 1 minute each, so 5 minutes for this activity. Starting now. Kristi, did you get put in a group?
I just wanted, since I wasn't introduced, I didn't want to, go in. And
no, you can go in the room. It's fine.
Well, that's okay. I kind of want to get right. I want to stay in my zone.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Susan, Carlene, I can't see.
You might have stepped away.
Who else? Let's see. Yeah, I went ahead and invited Carlene and Suzanne.
And just remind me, so how much time? I thought I was speaking maybe a half hour?
Yep, you have half hour, 30 minutes. Okay. So we're starting with you at 1:15.
Okay, and then wrap up at 1:15. Okay, I'll talk back.
Oh, I just saw your text. I'm gonna pop in the rooms and just make sure everybody's doing okay. So if you don't see me for a couple of seconds, don't be alarmed.
Okay. Jazz hands. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Davia. I have one rule that she asked me to follow, which was to have fun. So I'm glad all of you want to have fun. A lot of you already talked about that. If I haven't met you, at least in person, my name's Kristi Sullivan, and I'm so happy to be here. I too have gotten used to Zoom more than ever, and I'm not sick of it because I love groups like this where so many people can come together and we can all still connect in this way. So thank you again for having me. I'm going to invite you to, if you're not on video, and I can't see more than like 9 of you on my screen. But if you want, you can always put something in the chat if you have a question. And I have a few questions for you. So if you want, you can also answer that in the chat, or you can just wave your hand. So the first thing I'm going to ask is, how many of you would like to manifest more abundance in your life? All right, not most people, yes. I didn't see every hand, I think, but good. And how many of you believe that being in alignment with your true self is essential for manifestation? Maybe a new concept, 100%. I see someone wrote, great. If it's a new concept, I invite you to be open to that, because we're going to talk about that today. The last question I have, and please, if the answer is yes, write it in the chat so I can see it. The question is, how many of you have heard or know about human design? Besides Dr. Davia. Good, we've got a few people. Okay. A lot of times when I'm speaking on this, it's brand new to folks. So thank you so much for letting me know who my audience is. So if you're familiar with this, hopefully I offer you a different perspective. And if you're new to this, I will not try to turn on the entire fire hose because it's a lot of information. And as Dr. Davia, if she ever wants to jump in, she can definitely echo this. It's a lot of information to learn. It takes time. So I'm not going to be able to cover it in 30 minutes. But with that being said, I'm going to introduce this concept of human design to you today in a quick overview, what it is and how it can help you to align to give you the ability to manifest more abundance in your life. My journey brought me to human design a few years ago. I have an expertise and a passion for health and wellness. I've been teaching yoga for almost 20 years and fitness. I have also a strong background in communications. Some of you know I've worn a hat in marketing for a long time. But I also have this really just innate interest in human dynamics, which was what brought me to human design. I studied human design for at least 2 years with, some of you know her, Linda Albright. She used to be Linda Tom, who I knew through Believe, Inspire, Grow, the women's group Big. And when I heard one day her video about how we're all often struggling through life because of conditioning, and how really there's so much easier way to be to have your life happen to you, not for you, but happen with, in an easier way when you're just in alignment. I was hooked. I was like, what is she talking about? I want to drink that Kool-Aid. So I actually did study with her and her partner, Michael, for 2 years. It wasn't just about human design, but the basis stemmed from human design. And like them, I ended up creating now this idea of bringing women together, busy women, to help them tap into self-care. And I'll get to why that is later at the end, but really my study in human design brought me to the realization of how important self-care is, how having fun is important. And that's why I'm doing what I do now, which is I host a membership platform that just launched. It includes yoga and accountability groups and retail opportunities, discounts, and a lot of great support and inspiration to help women with self-care, and gives you the permission to do self-care, not only regularly, but every day in a ritual. So let's dive into human design. So if you're not familiar with it, think of it this way. It's an energetic blueprint or a wiring of a human being. This knowledge that you have when you study human design becomes like your manual, your owner's manual, and it helps you realize your potential. Everyone's design is perfectly configured. Right now, you're perfectly configured to accomplish your unique life purpose. So just know that whether or not you study this long term, the idea that you are designed already to live your life's purpose is there and is true. By knowing who we are energetically as well as mechanically, what makes us who we are, we can leverage this uniqueness for abundance and to fulfill that life purpose that we have. So imagine a life where your highest potential is really just being yourself. We don't look the same on the outside, and we don't look the same on the inside. We are all, each of us, unique. But there's something called social conditioning, which if you're not familiar with, think of this as what you've created over time since the day you were born. It is the beliefs that you hear, that you're taught by others, whether it's mentors, parents, authority figures. And that social conditioning affects every area of our life if we are unconscious of it, especially. It affects education, your life strategy, your work habits, your schedules. It affects every decision that you make, unless you start to become conscious of it and decide to operate in a different way. We've also been trained that thinking that this brain holds all the answers for ourselves and life's mysteries. But the mind actually produces resistance and confusion. So you may not agree with that, but I want you to be open to the fact that the mind actually is not our best decision-making place. It's the body. It's our inner wisdom. It's our inner guidance. So some of you hopefully can nod and say, yes, you do agree with that. And the mind is not really, it can help you with running away from something dangerous or picking which food to eat, but the deeper decisions actually reside in this human design system that we have. So again, human design is a how-to manual for accessing your wisdom that exists outside of the mind and deep within you. So again, what is human design? Well, the factual part is it's a chart that you create. And I'll talk about some resources at the end that you can go to kind of uncover more information about this, because I did not create it. It is actually a chart that's calculated from your birth data and where you were born, the time you were born, and it gives very specific knowledge. And this is different than astrology. Astrology is like 12 zodiac signs, and it's based on planets. This takes some of that information and other things like astrology and chakras and energy, and it creates a manual for personality traits, health, psychology, talents, wisdom, and even your vulnerabilities. So this chart looks really complicated. I know somebody held it up. I will show you a picture of it real quick, actually. You'll have to create me as a host, I think, Davia, for me to share any content. But I'll show you in a little bit how it actually looks, the chart. But what I want you to know, again, because we're just doing some basic overview, is that each of our charts are unique, complex. Okay, I can share for the moment. And it looks something similar to one of these four categories that you see. And you can see there's different chakras. The chakra system, the 7 chakras are within here. They're not lined up in 7. And there's also 2 more. So we'll come back to talking about that. But these 7 chakras plus the additional 2 help to categorize you as a type in human design. And I'm going to go over more in depth 4 of those types, but there's actually 5 types. You're not going to know which type you are without actually producing a chart, but some of it may resonate with you. And I'm still going to give you some interesting advice for whether or not you know your type. So the types are, I'm going to start with the broadest type. The first category is called generator, and that is 70% of the population. I'll show you this at the end so you don't have to remember all of the percentages. But generators are actually 2 categories: manifesting generators and generators. Don't worry about those 2 names, but generators are a type of person that has a huge capacity to work, perform, produce, and succeed if they're responding to opportunities that are in alignment with their design. Again, if they are responding to opportunities that are in alignment with who they are. If they don't, they will feel exhausted and frustrated. But if they are in alignment, a generator will feel satisfied. That's the first category. The second category are manifestors. Manifestors are about 10% of the population. Manifestors are infused with bold energy. They visualize, they initiate, they like to start new projects or sometimes take over a project and infuse new energy into it. They are a manifestor. They manifest. They actually love, like I said, just taking on something new, doing new projects. However, if they do it very quickly and don't inform the people around them of what they're doing, they may alienate those people. Projects may get stalled or fall apart, and they end up feeling angry. But if they are in alignment with who they are and the projects they work on and everything functions well, the manifestor will feel peace. And I say those emotional words because that's important. If you feel frustrated or if you feel angry, that's a sign that you may not be in alignment with who you are, or the decision you made is not in alignment with who you are. So I mentioned manifesting generators, which is part of the generator. It combines a little bit of the generator and the manifestor. They like to respond to opportunities. They like to manifest and do things with a lot of energy. But they, again, have to be careful and make sure that they're taking the right opportunities and informing people around them. The fourth category is projectors. Projectors are about 20% of the population, a little bit higher. And projectors have very potent, insightful wisdom to offer the world. They're the ones who can see things very globally, holistically, and they need to be invited to offer it. So a projector may be someone who, when they start, if you know you're a projector and you start to share some wisdom, you may not be heard unless you were invited to speak those words. They may feel rejected or shut down and feel bitter or exhausted. And if they're in alignment and they're feeling heard, they'll feel successful. The last category, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one because it's less than 1% of the population. It's very rare. It's called a reflector. And a reflector are very much taking in a lot of the surroundings. They're reflecting a lot of the energy that's around them. And they have to be in really a natural rhythm, particularly with the moon and lunar cycle. Before they start something new, before they take something on, they have a process they really have to follow. And if not, they would feel disappointed instead of surprised and in alignment again. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on that one because that is a very small percentage. But again, here are what I just described. I'm showing you the screen. Generators, manifesting generators make up 70%. You can break it out into about half and half. And then manifestors are 9%, projectors are 20%, and the reflectors are about 1%. So again, I'll talk to you about how you can run a chart to see what you are. Most of us have been conditioned, especially as entrepreneurs, to act as though we're a manifestor, to act as if we have that energy to initiate and to take on projects and to just make it happen and get out there. I call it the Nike slogan, just do it. But notice, if you're not a manifestor especially, you may lack tangible results. You might have that frustration that I talked about. It may be overwhelming or exhausting for you. That means you're a generator probably, and you're just trying to do it instead of really responding to opportunities. I'm going to talk about what to do to align yourself in just a moment and manifest more. If you're going out there and trying to make it happen and you're feeling rejected or failure or isolation, not being recognized, not being heard, not feeling understood, and that bitterness, you could be a projector. But if you are able to make it happen, but maybe sometimes don't see a project through or others don't understand your path, you might be a manifestor. So these, again, are the types, the 5 types. And when you look at human design, there are so many other ways to also take a look at your wiring. That category is just broad, but there's a lot of wiring within you, and we're not going to be able to go into it because that's where it gets a lot of information too complex. But those types are important because there's some basic things you can follow if you're one of those types when you find out which type you are. For example, the generators, I already said, they want to respond to opportunities to really feel in alignment. So generators need to actually wait for opportunities to arise, the right opportunities, and wait to respond. Then they'll feel good. They'll feel like the opportunities just manifest. And they're happiest when they're engaged in work that lights them up. So ask yourself, if an opportunity comes up, especially if you find out you're a generator, ask it if it's going to satisfy you, if you're going to feel like it's part of your passion. Now, the word wait can catch a lot of people. Well, what am I doing? Am I just sitting there? Am I just sitting in front of my computer screen? Well, no, you had an opportunity to attend this because Divya invited us to attend, sent us the notice, planned this, and we had an opportunity, and here we all are. So there are opportunities already arising just through this event. The other thing as a generator you can do when you're waiting is to do inner reflection. And this is where I think the self-work comes in. I am a generator, and I know it's important for me to do my self-care during the day so that I feel more in alignment with myself, whether that's taking walks, doing yoga, it's maybe journaling, or it's maybe setting boundaries and knowing when I'm just doing too much and when I need downtime. But I make sure to take that time every day to feel more in my body than in my mind. So I step away from the computer. I step away from the doing part, because then when I am doing something, it's more in alignment and I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing it for the things the opportunities that are really in alignment with who I am. Let's talk about the manifestors. You already heard that the manifestor strategy is to inform. Manifestors just need to visualize and create ideas and then act on it, but they need to inform. Otherwise, they're going to feel slowed down. So when you inform those around you, it helps then those people to align up with what you're doing as a manifestor. Now, also remember, manifestors have a lot of quick energy. So sometimes they start things without finishing them, or they don't manage them fully. But that's why you want people like the generators in your tribe, so that the manifestor creates the ideas, and then you assign that and manage others to kind of take over and do a lot of the tasks. Manifestors are also not designed to work long hours. So they need to make sure they have creative time. So for them, self-care, or that waiting, is time to be creative, to feed themselves so that they get that energy, make sure that they're getting enough sleep, and then they can go out, do, and inform others. The manifesting generator is that combination of two. So they want to make sure that they're visualizing, responding, and informing. The projector is that 20% that I mentioned, and they need to wait to be invited. And I already mentioned this. They're the ones who share the wisdom and the knowledge. I think of it as like, and I learned this phrase from Michael and Linda, my trainers. They're the ones on the purple pillow. And they're the ones, the oracle, that you want to go to and ask questions. So when someone goes to them and asks and is inviting them to tell them the answer, that projector is able to share and be heard. And I believe Dr. Davia is a projector, correct? Yes. So a lot of times too, a little tip, you'll see projectors raise their hand. Maybe that comes naturally to them, but that helps them to get the invitation to say, okay, would you like to say something, especially on Zoom? So that's a tip that's Davia. So when projectors get that correct invitation, they are being recognized for their true gifts and their interests. They get clear, they get alignment with their intentions, and then they trust to manifest on those invitations. And they can feel successful. Otherwise, they'll feel shut down and they'll worry or doubt. And then I'm not going to spend again a lot of time on the reflectors, but I mentioned those. That's a category where you actually have to wait 28 days, a full lunar cycle, to actually wait to respond and to do. So those are the 5 categories and some advice on how those categories manifest. But my last part here is to just, again, spend a few minutes on talking about self-care. And then I will get to any questions that you have. But self-care is so important for whatever category you are. Because again, the self-care is where you are getting out of the head and into the body. And that was a lot of the training that I did, was around noticing when you're in your mind where the conditioning happens, where the unconscious part resides that we act on. And when we can take the time to do self-care in the body, then we're learning to really be in our zone. So I'm on a mission to give busy women that permission to make self-care essential and a priority in your lives. And I think curating daily rituals every day is so important and actually necessary, especially to fit your design and then to thrive. And you have to do that in a community where you can get support and with a network of resources and tools, because self-care is different for every person, for every type. So somebody may enjoy self-care doing walks every day, some running, some maybe meditating or sitting, some maybe knitting. So you have to really uncover what is the self-care that you can do every day so that you become in alignment with your type? Someone's asking in the chats how you can find out what your type is. So I'll give you some resources now, and then we'll open it up to questions. The first, again, I mentioned Linda Albright and her partner Michael. They actually have a Facebook group called The New Life Model. And I love it because it is so out of the box and, again, takes us out of conditioning. But the chart I mentioned that you could create is on a website called and Davia, you can put this in the notes, mybodygraph.com. You have to sign in. There's no cost to it, and you can put in your birth data and create a chart. I do want to warn you that is mybodygraph.com is from the original creator of this system. He's passed on, but there's a lot of recordings that he's offered, audios. He's got a very slow voice and can be very philosophical and get really deep. So if you like going down the rabbit hole, that's a great place to start. However, I use another resource because for me, getting too complex, I get lost. And this is a book and an author that I follow also on Facebook. Her name is Karen Curry. And the book is called Understanding Human Design. And I love this book because it's not that big. It might look on it here, but it's really not that big. And it's very, she dumbs it down and makes it user-friendly language. Karen's also on Facebook under Human Design for Everyone is the Facebook page. There are a lot of if you start going down this road, you'll find a lot of other consultants and people who are starting podcasts even that you can listen to. And this again, and there's a projector podcast, Dr. Davia, by the way. You should look at you already know about it. But this is a great book because
she's my friend.
Oh, good. You can take the chart and then take this book. This is what I do. And I do, the last thing I'll say is I do human design readings. If you're interested, I can sit with you it's about 90 minutes to go to the next level of understanding this. And then even other sessions if you want to go deeper. But again, I love this. This I feel like has really opened my mind up to a new way of thinking. Again, that idea of how important self-care is. And I'm happy to answer any questions if anyone has any. I don't know if you want to do it raising your hand or through the chat. And is Davia still there?
I'm still here. Okay. If you guys have any questions, feel free to just unmute and jump right in.
I'll just give a plug for it. I had my human design pulled last year in a coaching program, and it's really transformed my life, learning about how I am, and even it's so in depth and there's so much to learn, but even learning that I'm a manifesting generator. And so I put a lot of things out there because we have to try things on before and we commit sometimes. And so it may look like sometimes like, oh, what is Robin doing? She's kind of all over the place, but it's really helped me honor who I am and notice that. And so I really would encourage everyone to pull your chart and just see. And also if you can do a reading, it really makes a difference in actually understanding it because it is very in depth.
Yes, definitely. Thanks, Robin. And definitely, I'm available to do that. I have other sources if you're looking for other people who could do those readings. Dr. Davia also probably knows some.
It's interesting that you're talking about this because within the last week, I just found out about this. So I'm like, I just pulled my chart through a friend and my daughters as well on how we interact. And it kind of opened my eyes to some new ways of communicating and things that you kind of figure out through trial and error that should be so much more in your face to make it easier versus that struggle. So it's something new I'm finding out about. And one of my best friends is a world-renowned astrologer. So I've been into astrology for years because she's always doing charts, but this is that whole other dimension, which I really like. So,
yeah. Great. That's great. And you're just starting the beginning of that rabbit hole.
Alice has her hand raised. So
Yes.
maybe Alice, what's your question?
By any chance, Kristi, do you have either a PowerPoint presentation or some sort of notes you could email to us? I just find no matter how quickly I type, I don't always get everything done. Down.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you this quick chart that I pulled. And again, I just Googled this, so I don't take any credit for it. But I don't, Alice, because what I prefer is to actually do more the one-on-one readings. So when I talked to Divya about this, we agreed we would keep it, short and an overview. And this is great. You can you can Google and just say, types of energy or human design types. The only way that you're going to really know about yourself is through doing a chart, because it's not a simple test. Like you can't do it like a Myers-Briggs or something where you take questions. You have to really run your birth data. So you need somebody to guide you through that usually if you're new to this. But this is a chart, and we're doing a recording. Divya could also take a picture of this and send it around.
Thank you. And I have no idea what the fact that I raised my hand says.
Yes, I do.
You said something about it, but I can't remember what. And I don't think I got it in my notes. And this is after listening to you last week as well as this week.
I know, you're doing an encore presentation. So yes, I believe you're a projector. And I gave this talk just last week to my friend Corinne Burke's group.
Awesome. Any other questions or comments? Audra.
What is the link between the human design and Myers-Briggs or some other similar management tool? Like I know that test is great for your employees and yourself.
Yeah, so I've studied also DISC, which is like a Myers-Briggs, DISC. What I find is those are great for communication style. Those are explaining sort of ways that you usually communicate or interact with other people. This shows you sort of your, again, if you're open to it, your life purpose. So, and then the energy that's coming from you, from within you, the energy, because the energy then drives the communication. But because there's so many aspects to human design, this goes much lower and deeper than something like a Myers-Briggs. And the theory is that you're attracted to people, like if you have a certain energy, the opposite energy, or the energy that completes you. When you look at the chart, think of it like a car or a electrical map. You have certain parts that are lit up, and the other person that you might attract a different lighting, and they match together. So it starts to give you an idea of just the different ways that you make choices, and and families are different too. Because you're a projector doesn't mean your whole family is. You can actually take a look at your charts of your parents or your kids and start to understand, oh, I get it. That's why they do that. It's like realizing someone's a Libra versus a Gemini, and you're like, but that's just the tip of the iceberg, in my opinion. This really takes it to a different level.
But can your energy shift based on how you've been raised or people you're spending time with? Like it can be squashed or shifted?
Yes, that's the conditioning.
Okay.
So you're starting to pick up either what you start to realize, well, wait a second, is that really my energy? Or is that somebody else's energy I'm taking on? Is that really my thought? Or is it somebody else's that I'm picking up? Is it and then you begin to start to trust yourself. Mm-hmm. Because you begin to understand yourself on a deeper level.
Okay. And then you come back to your original energy. You come back to your source, ideally.
Back to the source, because what it is not only that birth date, but 3 months prior to your birth date, you were encoded. It's like getting a coding. And I've been studying some of this woo stuff for a while. And, the idea is that we're getting not only encoding, but even our DNA now is changing. And that's with this whole shift with not just COVID, but a lot of the life shifts, age of Aquarius, all of that, we're getting encoding differently. We're evolving. It's evolution.
Thank you.
That's another talk.
I absolutely think, though, Audra, that was a really, really good question, because I experience that conditioning a whole lot because I have a lot of what we call open centers. So my husband is a manifesting generator, and manifesting generators can do a bunch of different projects all at the same time and be really fulfilled with that. The other closest person to me, Sandy, she's also a manifesting generator. So I am constantly, when I'm at work or when I'm at home, that's the energy that I'm in. And you might notice I have a tendency to do too much. I just do, because of all the conditioning influences around me. And I have to remind myself that, Lisa, I am a projector, and that I need to dial it back. And I am at my best when I am focused on the one thing. So yes, that was a perfect question. Kristi, is it okay if I share another resource?
Yes, and Carlene after that, or Carlene just has a question.
Yes, and Carlene's question is the most important one. I like this one. It's the same author, Karen Curry Parker, but this one is a smaller book, and it's called The Human Design Activation Guide. And I feel like it just gives, if you're not really interested in going too deep and too far into it, don't be like me where you have like all hundreds of different resources on the topic. You know, just if you're really looking for something quick and easy, this is the one that I would definitely recommend for sure.
Great.
Who's the author?
I'll put it in the show notes.
Carlene?
Okay. So I know there's new energies coming in we've been kind of watching things since 2012. So what is our best plan of action at this point, since what we may have known is now changing? So what would you recommend, Kristi, besides maybe getting together with you?
Yeah. That's it. So it's a good question. That's sort of the next big thing, I think, is, okay, now what, you know? What I would recommend is Karen Curry on her Facebook page does weekly videos based on the astrology of those things that are opening up through our planet system, our energy, and how it affects us. So she talks about it from the outside looking in, whereas this your chart is like the inside looking out. But she gives the outside perspective too, because she starts to look at she studies this stuff 24/7. So I would go to her because I don't have those answers. If I do, it's what I pick up from her. So Karen Curry, she's again on Facebook, Human Design for Everyone is her page. And she does videos as well as daily posts about shifts and such like that.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But definitely get a reading from Kristi. Kristi, you want to drop where people can connect with you?
Yeah, it was in the chat, but I know I had to hop on and hop off again, but hop off for technical reasons. But it's my new website, which just is more of a landing page, is christysselfcare.com. And on Facebook, again, my focus is on self-care. So I have a Facebook group called Kristi's Self-Care Tribe. And if you want to connect with me, I'll give you my email address. It's Kristi_Sullivan@sbcglobal.net. I'm happy to give my phone number too, 860-836-9621.
Down fast enough. All right. I got to put it in the chat. I cannot write it down. What the hell is it?
9621, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. I think I got it right. It's in the chat, guys. Kristi, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming in and sharing this with us today. I invite us all to please be back with us the third Monday of every month for the next couple of months. I think we're going to be online. I am really hopeful that in September we'll be able to be back to being in person. But for now, it's looking like we're online, which is fine, because it allows some of our members who are from all over, like Vermont and from Texas and from Jamaica and from, just all over the place, to really still be able to be here with us. Next month, we're going to be talking about something that I think we've been doing a lot more than probably before quarantine, and that's collaborations. And I feel like this is going to be a really, really good topic for us to all get together and talk about, because we're going to be talking about certainly the mechanics of connections and how to make sure that our collaborations are beneficial for everybody who's involved, but also the energetics of connections and how to make sure that we are entering into collaboration energetically appropriately. And then in August is our book club. Everybody who has been a member for a while knows about our book club, and that's where you come to the meeting with either a business or personal development book that you have found to be particularly transformative, and we collaborate on getting a list together so that we have a reading list for the year. And it always ends up being probably one of our best meetings of the year, because just books that you might never have thought of that could actually change your life come up in these meetings that we have. So it's always the third Monday of every month. So just look on your calendar, pick out what the third Monday is, and circle it for the rest of the year, because we're going to be together on that day. And it's 12:30 to 2 that we meet. We usually start with general networking, and then we get together in small groups, and then we have our speaker, and then we close the meeting. So that's pretty much our meeting for today. I invite you all to meet us over in the Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. If you're not already a member, go and search Ladies Power Lunch on Facebook and join the conversation, because we're over there chatting all day long about growing our businesses and supporting each other and sharing what we're doing and going to each other's events and that sort of thing. So I invite you to be a part of that conversation as well. And did anybody have any questions or concerns before we close? No? Great. Well, thank you all for coming. It was really, really good to see you all. And I'll just give you the thought for today before you go. And that is, others' opinions are less important than my personal guidance system. So like what Kristi was saying earlier, trust yourself. Have a great day, guys. Love you all. Bye.